Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ben and Sin. I am Sin. This is
Mr. Beano.
Mr. Who?
Ben. I apologize.
So, on another episode of the self-help segment, today we're going to be doing like relational self-help. And this is more so for couples than anything. So, I'm going to be telling you 5 things that I believe produce longevity in relationships. So let's just hop right into it. And the first one is to keep it between the two of you. Like I said previously, the moment you involve other people in your relationship, that's literally setting yourself up for disaster, because people are always going to have an opinion. People are always going to think that they know what is best for you, but no one knows what's best for you than you. And, you know, everyone knows what it is that makes them happy. So I can't look to you to make me happy. I have to be able to make myself happy. You understand? What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't understand.
But, like, all in all, the moment you involve your best friend, the moment you involve your families, like that is just, you're setting yourself up for disaster. Especially because, let's say for example, I have an issue with Ben and I run and tell my sister. She's just keeping tally of everything that he did wrong. You know, she's not as forgiving to him as I will be, because I love him. You understand? To my sister, this is just my sister's fiance. Like, they don't have that type of relationship to where if I forgive him, everything is hunky-dory on her end, you know? So it's best to just, when you guys have your issues, unless it's something major where you feel like your safety is in jeopardy and things like that, or where you feel like you have to talk to someone, that's understandable. But if every little thing that you guys go through, you feel like you have to involve a third party, you're setting yourself up for problems. Number 2 is to love yourself first before loving someone else. If you have low self-esteem, if you don't see the value in yourself, you are what you attract. You're gonna attract someone who may find you attractive but doesn't see the value in you. And you can't love someone properly if you don't love yourself. You know, like, I can't look to him to complete me if I'm not fully satisfied with who I am. You understand? Because at the end of the day, nothing he does will ever be enough. So you have to be able to love yourself first before you can bring in someone else to love you. And on top of that, it is much more respectable when a woman is confident in herself, who believes in herself, who loves herself. That's just going to be an addition when a man comes into the picture. You're not looking to him to fulfill something that needs to be fulfilled yourself. 3, prioritize your relationship, but don't forget your friends and family. Now, I have friends, and the reason they hardly see me is not because of my relationship, because at the end of the day, if there are, like, what, I would say 12 functioning hours in the day where I'm not sleeping, 8 of them I'm working, 2 of them I probably spend with him, and then the other 2 I'm preparing like videos and getting ready for bed or preparing for the next day of work. So it's like I'm always busy. But when I can, I try to make time to text my friends. I try to call them. I try to spend time with them, even if it's something as simple as, I haven't heard from you in forever, I miss you, blah, 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 how are you, you know? Because at the end of the day, God forbid your relationship were to end, you're going to have people that are going to say, you know, now that you're not in a relationship, you remember who we are. And you never want that. You never want to feel like your family and your friends to feel like you've completely blown them off for your relationship. Never a good thing. But you do have to prioritize your relationship, because at the end of the day, your friends will always be there for you, but your significant other is who you're building a future with. And if it reaches that point that you do get married, have children and things like that, your family, not family in general, your family comes first. The next one is to keep the relationship spicy.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, spicy. You
Like
know.
Pickles?
Yes, like Bickley's. But keeping the relationship spicy. We've been together for almost 9 years, and you know, the one thing that I never want him to feel like is that I'm complacent. I never want him to feel like I'm not doing my job as a female because I'm comfortable where I am in our relationship and feel like I don't have to work to keep him around. You know, you have to, you know, go on dates. You have to compliment each other. Remind that person that you love them.
When was the last time we went on a date?
It's been a while since we went on a date, but that's because we're saving for something else. So,
When was the last time we went out?
Went out? Yesterday, we went to PA.
Yeah, but even just to make it better, even today, because we were outside.
Yeah, we were outside. No. No, don't be like us. Actually go out on dates. There's a reason why we're not doing much. It's because we have a bigger picture that we're preparing for.
Yeah, but back then we used to go on date like
we used to go out pretty often.
something like twice a week.
Yeah, we used to go out pretty often because in order for us to see each other, we had to go out. Like it wasn't really like we could stay home. But either way, we would always try and find something to do. You know, you don't even have to spend money. If you don't live together, like go to your significant other's house, watch a movie, you know, play games, get to know each other, strengthen your relationship. There are ways to, you know, go out for free. Like what do we do sometimes? We go out to the park and we walk for an hour. We walk, we talk. We listen to music, we talk. And what does that do? That just gives us that time where it's just us. It's not us and the busy life that we have on a day-to-day basis. Because especially being working people, that can really put a damper on your relationship because you're just so stressed out from work. You just want to come home and sleep. And you have to remember that you have a significant other that you have to tend to. Flirting is still important. You know, I don't care if you've been married for 20, 30 years. You still have to make your significant other feel wanted.
Yeah,
because
you have to be like shaving by the way.
you have to make your significant other feel wanted. Because at the end of the day, if you're not complimenting your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, someone else will. And then the moment they start you know, taking to those compliments and feeling like someone else is doing what you're supposed to do, your relationship is in jeopardy. Be romantic. Ooh, I have that problem with this one. For him, being romantic is, hey, it's a holiday, here's a gift. But it's not me. Like, I love quality time. I love, like, from the heart gifts. That's what I call them. I love gifts that come from the heart. Instead of giving me like a $500 purse, write me a poem. You know, because I feel like that lasts much longer.
Think.
Because I say it all the time.
I'm getting old. I can't think anymore.
But either way, but what do I always? What is that saying? That saying that says, you know, sometimes, you know, people won't always remember what you said, what you say or what you did, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. So I feel like if you put the effort into something, like, I feel like you truly love me. If you're going to take the time out of your day to make me something, rather than to just go to the store, grab something, give your card, and then say here. No, it's not. It's not the same amount of effort. You're literally going to a store, grabbing something that you think I will like.
I don't go to stores.
Well, you see, that's even worse. So basically, you just admit that you click the button, let it come to the house, and you say, "Here, honey, Merry Christmas."
But I still gotta research.
Research? Come on now. You find. Let's say you decide you wanted to go to Aldo to get a gift. You just look through their selection of purses. You pick one, you pay for it, and that's it, right?
Sometimes that took like 30 minutes.
Whereas writing a poem takes much more effort. You have to think. It's definitely coming from the heart. Whereas you have to choose. Thinking versus choosing is a big difference, yes or no?
Still, but I still gotta think of the the gift that I need to get you.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I appreciate monetary gifts. I appreciate whatever you give me. But I truly love from the heart gifts. Like, I still read the poem that you wrote me. Yeah. I still, until my purse got completely ruined, I still had the first letter you ever wrote me. You see? See? I remember the first time you mailed me a letter, and you mailed it to my friend's house, and my friend gave it to me. I remember all these stuff, but I can't always remember every single gift that you gave me. Oh, please. The extent of the gifts that you've given me are purses and shoes.
Nah, sometimes I give you counterfeit.
Next one. And the last one is to know your significant other's love language. So, I believe it was written by Gary Chapman. There are 5 love languages, according to Gary Chapman.
Creole? Like, is Creole included?
No, it's not an actual language. Just listen. The first one is words of The first one is words of affirmation. Then there's gifts, acts of service, quality time, and physical touch. So that's the 5 love languages. So whereas for me, quality time is the most important, his may be acts of service. Meaning, like, let me just give a brief description of what each one is. So words of affirmation would be like compliments. You know, telling your significant other, you know, you did a really great job today. I want you to know that I see the work that you're putting into what it is that you're trying to do. I see it, I appreciate you, and I want you to know that I'm proud. That's words of affirmation. You know, some people need that in order to feel like they're doing something in life, you know?
That's me.
Yeah, I think yours was words of affirmation and acts of service. The second one is gifts. Some people genuinely genuinely appreciate when you buy them something or give them something. You know, like, it doesn't have to be a compliment, like physically giving them something. Like, you were out today and you thought of me and you bought me a bouquet of flowers. You know, like physically showing me that you thought of me and that you cared. That's what the gift portion would fall under. Acts of service. Basically, you doing something for your significant other without them having to ask you. You know, some people genuinely take a liking to, like, coming home and the house is always clean, or when your husband takes your car out for an oil change or a car wash without you having to ask him. You know,
I do that all the time.
All the time. Yeah, that's true. I'm not
you gotta give me credit for that, bro. You gotta give me some credit for that, bro.
But yeah, you know, like, you doing something for your significant other without them having to ask. You know, like doing the laundry for your significant other is one thing, but when you go that extra mile and you iron all of his clothes and hang them up and things like that, and he comes home and he's like, wow, babe, I really appreciate this, blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, some people take a liking to things like that. The next one is quality time. Again, like I said earlier, not everyone has to spend money to spend time together, you know? Even if it's going to each other's homes, just sitting down, watching a movie, spending time together, just being in each other's company can make, you know, your significant other genuinely happy, you know? And the last one is physical touch. Some people, like, if you don't give them a kiss when you come home from work, or you don't give them a hug, or, you know, basically physically show them that you're acknowledging their presence and that you know they're there, they feel like you don't love them. Because if I love you, I'm going to want to touch you. I'm going to want to hold you all the time, you know? And some people, they feel like physical touch is a way of showing a person that they love them. And if you're not all touchy-feely with them, they feel like you don't care. So this is where there's like the what do they call this thing?
Balance.
The scale. So this is where you have to find the balance as to what your love languages are and what your significant other's love languages are. Obviously, if I know my love language, I don't have to do anything to, fulfill that. That's my significant other's job. So my job as his fiance is to know his love language and go the extra mile to ensure that I'm catering to his needs and caring for him in a way that he wants to feel loved. So if for him it's acts of service and words of affirmation, I have to remind him that I'm proud of him. I have to remind him that I see what he's doing. I have to show him that, I'm willing to do things without him asking. Or, for him, I feel like if my life is in order, he's more at peace. Because he doesn't have to come in and fix my mess. And for me, it's quality time and words of affirmation. Tell me why you love me. Remind me why you love me. Spend time with me. Sometimes something as simple as us both being here, we could be doing our own thing, but just the fact that we're both in the room together, I appreciate the fact that he takes the time out of his day to be with me. So the best thing is to take the time. They have quizzes. You can Google it. 5 love languages, and you could take a quiz to discover what your love language is. You could take it with your significant other. You guys can discover about each other what it is that what it is that makes your significant other happy, and you work your butt off to make sure your significant other is happy. And believe you me, if you follow those, your relationship is definitely in it for the long haul. So that was my 5. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or comments, you could leave them in the comment section below. Did you learn anything, babe?
Yes.
Do you feel like you learned anything? You always learning?
I learn something new every day, bro.
You what?
I learn something new every day.
Oh. It sounded like mumbo jumbo for a second. Well, with that being said, we ask that you guys like, comment, subscribe, smash that notification bell so that you guys are notified when we post again. Without further ado.
1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1.
You mean 3, 2, 1?
Yeah.